section, we learned how to change an improper fraction to a mixed number. Now we're going to reverse that. We're going to change a mixed number to a fraction. In this section, we're going to take a mixed number and change it to an improper fraction. It's just one rule. Rather than doing a million problems for studying, you should spend half the time learning how to say the rule. The rule is you take the denominator, you multiply it by the whole number, and then you add the numerator. And you put that on top. 7 times 5 is 35. You add the numerator. That's what goes on top. 37. I'll change that in a moment. And the denominator stays the same. So the final answer is 37 over 5. We're going to assume that you know how to multiply, and you do. And you know how to add. So you don't really have to practice a million of these problems. Yes, 3 and 7 over 10. What you need to study is that if you have a whole number plus a fraction, you're going to take the denominator, multiply it by the whole number, and then add the numerator. Add b. And this is going to be divided by what you always had as the denominator. Multiply, get 30. 10 times 3 is 30. Add 7. Get 37 over 10. I just converted a mixed number. It's mixed because it has a whole part, a whole number, and a fraction part. And I wrote it as an improper fraction. It's improper because 37 over 10 is more than 1. It's 3 and 7 tenths. Okay, we'll just do lots of these. Maybe 5, 6 more. That way you can't say I didn't give enough examples. 2 and 3/4. Well, I know it's over 4. The denominator stays the same. 4. 4 times 2 is 8. Plus 3 more. 8 plus 3 is 11. Done. 13 and 2/5. Well, the denominator is still 5. What's the numerator? 13 times 5. 13 times 5, which is 65. Work it out. You didn't know that. And then you add 2. Plus 2. That's the numerator. 67 over the number 5. 4 and 7 over 11. The denominator is still 11. It's that. Multiply. 11 times 4 is 44. Add the numerator. Add 7 is 51. There's the answer. Problem is done. 51 divided by 11. You have to do 1 and 3/4. Convert the mixed number 1 and 3/4 to a fraction. Whether they say improper or not, it's going to be improper. The bottom is 4. 4 times 1 is 4. Plus 3 more. 4 plus 3 is 7. I know this will be an improper fraction because it's at least 1. It's 1 and 3/4. It's more than 1. By definition, this fraction, which equals 1 and 3/4, it's more than 1, so it's improper. Try a couple more. A lot of students, they go home and they do 100 of these problems. 4 times 8 is 32. Add 5, and they say the answer is 35 over 4. Then they have 8 and 5 over 3. The 3 stays on the bottom. 3 times 8 is 24. Add 5, get 29. There's that answer. One more. 7 and 6/5. The 5 stays on the bottom. 35 is 5 times 7. Add the 6 to that. Get 41. Times and plus. The answer is 41 over 5. Then the test comes and they say, oh my, I blanked out. I didn't know how to do it. Of course you didn't know how to do it because you just did problems. You never studied. You never memorized. When I'm given a fraction, I'm going to multiply the denominator, a mixed number I meant to say. When I'm given a mixed number, I'm going to multiply the denominator by the whole number, and then I'm going to add the numerator, and whatever I get from that, which I think is 35, I'm going to divide it by the denominator. If you memorize that step, well then you're not going to go blank on an exam. Possibly you may. Just don't be nervous. But I believe the majority of the time when people say, oh, I went blank, it's because they came into the test not knowing the rule. Just because you do 100 of these problems or 20 of these problems or 2 million of these problems